What's up everybody, it's Shawn, the Hammer Ninja, coming at you with the first video in a long series of training tutorials for the use of the bodybuilding and mobile functionality hammer. Today we're going to be talking about, it's going to seem dumb, but holding the hammer. This is a very challenging piece of equipment on the grip, especially if your life and training has been conventional weightlifting. It's one of the big advantages to the piece, but if you get this position wrong, it's going to be really hard to move well under the load. So we're going to talk about it. So first things first, this is one of our 40-pound hammers. All right, we're gonna talk about holding it 3 different ways. First, let's talk about your fatigue position. This is shoulder support. When you need to rest, when you need to take a break, this is the position you're gonna be in. So obviously the hammer's resting on your shoulder, but you can't just turn your brain off. We gotta keep the abs tucked in, we gotta keep the hips tucked underneath, okay? And the goal is not to lean into this thing, right? Stand up nice and tall. Take your breath, and then let's move back into whatever position you were working on, all right? Position number 2, this one we're gonna spend a lot of time in and a lot of movements on down the line. This is two-handed front support, okay? I've got one hand low, one hand right over top. I've got the big face of the hammer towards my body, okay? I'm not here. This is the only position you're gonna use this in is if you're slamming the hammer. We're gonna talk about that later. In two-handed support, the big temptation is gonna be to reach those shoulders forward and round over. If you feel yourself in this position, you're gonna feel it a lot in your neck. It's gonna kind of suck. So keep those shoulders pinned back, especially in the beginning. We're looking to keep that handle nice and close to the body. I find my elbows are pretty close to my sides on this one. Again, we're keeping the abs tucked, keeping the hips tucked. From here, you're gonna be free to move around, all right? Position number 3 is gonna be a one-handed support, okay? The important thing to remember with a one-handed support is the hammer is not resting on your hands. We're challenging your grip with this piece of equipment, so I've gotta be crushing my grip as hard as possible. That finger is the one that's the most important. If you're not thinking about crushing your pinky, the hammer's gonna tilt to one side or the other. So, the big thing with a one-handed support position is I wanna make sure that there's plenty of room between my hand and the hammer, right? I don't want the hammer resting on my hand because that gives my grip a break. And the goal with this piece is to always be challenging the grip, all right? So I'm gonna take the position here. Again, big fat face towards my body, then boom. Keeping the shoulder pinned back, keeping the elbow in my pocket, squeezing as tight as I can, focusing on that pinky finger. So if I'm gonna switch, boom, there we go, okay? Notice there's a bit of a top angle on this thing. I'm always thinking about pointing my index knuckle up through the tip of the hammer. If I go here, that's gonna cause a little bit more stress, and you notice the hammer starts to drift down, okay? So here's where we're going. One-handed support. Those are your 3 support positions, all right? Getting started, just practicing those positions will probably tire you out. Move slowly so that you can go far later, all right? But practice those 3 things: shoulder support, front support, go one-handed, switch the grip up. Spend 5 or 10 minutes doing that. You're gonna be in good shape on your first day. See you next time.